Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Ant Pruitt, and I want to share my thoughts on a smartphone. You know, it's been a rough year, 2020, in my opinion, in most people's opinion. It's been a pretty rough year for a lot of people out there trying to get their hands on some quality tech because some people aren't able to work as many hours. Some people aren't working at all, so funds are low. And the consumer tech that we want out there seems to be pretty daggum expensive. Some of it warranted, most of it not. And particularly smartphones. Why are smartphones $1,000? Why are smartphones costing just as much as a laptop? I'll wait. Yeah, don't worry. You don't have a good answer. I promise you. I don't think smartphones should cost $1,000. I personally am an Android user. I use a Pixel 4a. I use a Pixel 4 XL, and they're nice phones. The thing is, I got that Pixel 4a and looking over at that Pixel 4 XL, and I'm wondering, does this 4 XL really warrant its price tag versus the 4a? And in most cases, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Well, I got my hands on another device. The folks at TCL sent over their phone, their flagship phone, and they let me know, look, Ant, you don't have to pay $1,000 for this flagship device. It is $399, and it is the TCL 10 5G UW. Pretty long model name for it, but this is the TCL 10, and it's got 5G coverage with it, and it's just only available at Verizon. Now, that's the sad part. You can, if you want to buy it, you got to buy it through Verizon for $399. You're not going to be able to get it on Amazon or anything like that. But let me tell you about this phone. It's $399 and it works just fine. There's no reason to have to buy more $1,000 phones when this phone right here does every single thing that I would need it to do. The cameras on here, it's it's got a triple array of cameras. You have the 48 megapixel camera, and you got the macro camera, and you got the selfie camera, and it's none of that stuff really matters. It takes decent shots for pretty much anybody out there going to use it. If you're a professional photographer, you're probably not going to use your phone all the time for your shots, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it being all up to snuff. As a matter of fact, most of the cameras on your phones today, they're not all that great, but they're using computational photography like this TCL to make the photos look even better for you, and just with the tap of a button. Not a lot of thought going into it. Anyway, for $399, whatever picture you take is going to look good enough for Instagram, good enough for your Facebook, good enough for your Twitter. For $399, yes, I'll take it. More about this thing. It comes with a Snapdragon 765G system on chip. That's not the latest Snapdragon, but neither is Google using the latest and greatest when it comes to Snapdragon system on chip. So if it's good enough for Google, it's good enough for TCL. What does that mean? Performance on this is really, really good. If you look at it from a spec sheet standpoint, you would think it's going to be a slow phone. This phone is not slow. It's quite nice with this performance, even down to picking up a video game and playing, like I like to play an F1 racing game, and it looks really good. It didn't stutter. I'm able to go through all the turns and the motions and the menus without any type of stuttering, hiccups, or glitches, anything like that. It also has, I believe it's 6 gigs of RAM. Hold on, let me pull up the spec sheet here. It comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, which is plenty. You're going to get a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. This battery, I've been testing it, and it's fine. It gives me a full day's worth of use of just average standard use. Now, granted, if I'm out there shooting a bunch of 4K videos, for several hours of the day, that battery life is going to shrink during the day. What do you expect, people? But no, this is plenty enough battery and plenty enough horsepower for this. It's got a 6.5-inch screen that's just a touch above the HD resolution. It's not the most vibrant of screens, but it still looks pretty good, and it's running Android 10. That's one of my knocks on this. Actually, it's 2 knocks that I have on this device. It's running Android 10. It's not up to snuff running Android 11 just yet. I have no idea when that's going to happen. Verizon has been in my experience, historically bad about getting Android updates out there. So that's a no, I don't like that at all. The other thing I didn't like is when you open up this device or fire up this device, it has a ton of bloatware on there. I believe I removed about 3 or 4 gigabytes of just apps that I had no use for that came pre-installed. A bunch of different games, a bunch of different Verizon services and things like that. I hate that. Fortunately, I could get rid of it and free up more space on the device. The 5G coverage on it, I'm just in the northern part of the Bay here in the Bay Area of California. I'm not in Carolina anymore. And the 5G coverage here is, it's not that fast. But I don't expect it to be fast just yet because 5G isn't everywhere. So don't necessarily buy a phone because it says 5G. It doesn't matter a hill of beans right now. Maybe a year or two from now, probably so. But right now, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be able to get standard LTE mobile coverage, and you'll be able to get your downloads still pretty fast. Okay, so don't buy into that marketing hype like some of the other big tech companies did when they announced their phone and talked about 5G every other sentence. You know who you are. All right, so that's it. I like this phone. I like the look and feel of this phone. It's a little bit larger than what most people like. It's about the size of a 4XL. Again, it's a 6-inch screen, 6.5-inch screen. A little bit on the chunky side, but for the most part, for $400, I can't complain about it. Fingerprint scanner on the back. No requirement to use the facial recognition to unlock it, even though that is an option. Especially, it's really a pain in the butt to pick up my Pixel 4 XL to unlock my phone if I have my mask on while I'm out in public, because it only has facial recognition. There's no fingerprint scanner on it. So annoying. Anyway, get the TCL 10U UW 5G for $399 through Verizon, or you can go to the TCL website. I'll put some links in this video description for you to check out more. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Try it out. Get the camera and go shoot some 4K video. It's going to work just fine. Get the camera and shoot some selfies and landscapes. It's going to look just fine. And you're not going to feel bad because you didn't spend $1,000 on this thing. Okay, I'm going to quit harping on it. You all take care, and I will catch you on the next video. Create and dominate, baby.